Hey everyone, it's Real Cat, and it's been a while, huh? Anyways, I'm back with another Botania setup. This time we're talking about the Thermalily. The Thermalily is a deceptively complicated plant to automate, mostly because it has some fun redstone mechanics, and by fun I mean yeah, this took me a while. Then again, I'm not great at redstone, so. Anyways, before we get started, let's cover some basic mechanics. The Thermalily consumes lava, makes mana. Simple enough, right? After 30 seconds, according to the book, it will stop producing mana and go on cooldown. And that's the complicated part. The flower goes on cooldown for a random amount of time, and you can only tell how long it is by reading this comparator output. The comparator output essentially will tell you how many seconds the flower will go on cooldown. Each power is equal to 20 seconds. So this flower, it's on cooldown as you can see from the smoke particles coming off instead of just the orange ones. And it's giving off power 1, which means that after 20 seconds, it will be ready to consume more lava. But if I try to give it more lava when it's in cooldown, it will just consume it, make no mana, and then restart its cooldown. As you can see, it's or well, it would it's currently full on mana, so can't take more. But if it wasn't, at this point I could give it more lava and it would go again. So the main automation challenge of this flower is being able to take this comparator output and use it to power some kind of timer, which will basically give the flower more lava again once it's ready. So that's what this whole setup's about. Um, I've color coded it for my own convenience as well as yours. So we'll try to take it piece by piece, although the pieces are pretty intertwined, and so that might be a little annoying. Let's start with the easy stuff. This gray concrete area, this is like the user panel. If you do make this setup, ideally this is all you ever want to see of it after you're done. So we have these redstone lamps telling you when you need to refill the system with lava. Here's where you put the lava in, probably from your dripstone cauldron setup. This is like the one downside with this flower. As the book notes, the it's not currently possible in vanilla to automatically extract lava from cauldrons. Now, if you are using some other mods, like I don't know, for example, create, you can use fluid pipes to extract the lava or something, um, and that would let you fully automate this farm. But unfortunately, vanilla doesn't have that luxury, so you will have to automatically refill the farm here and there, which is why there's this nice user-friendly panel to tell you when you need a refill. There's also this manual control. If you flick this lever up, as it is right now, it stops the farm, and if I flick it back down, it'll start running again. Now, you shouldn't flick this lever up and down rapidly. That can cause problems with the dispenser. But you know, basically just only once the farm is stopped, give it some time before you turn it back on, just to be safe. And yeah, now we can start covering the setup proper. Uh, so let's start with the basics. Here's the Thermalily. Here's its mana spreader. Here's its mana pool. This tiny planet, don't worry about it for now. It's a silly optimization I'll go over at the end of the video. Um, the suspensors here contains lava. Here's the hopper line from the barrel that goes into the dispenser. And this redstone is just to power the lamps, when the hoppers get when the hoppers are empty, I'll turn off the respective lamp. And when this final hopper is empty, it'll power off this final lamp and notify you that the farm has stopped. Um, that's what this pink circuit is for. Once this pink circuit basically is a failsafe. If the farm has completely run out of lava buckets, it'll automatically stop the farm um, until you refill the system with lava. How that works is this comparator just reads off this hopper. When there's 0 lava buckets in here, output 0. So this repeater would be off and not power this line, which retracts the piston. Also, when the farm is stopped, this red concrete block, as you can see, is retracted as well, which is what's currently stopping the farm from running. Okay, so that's some control stuff. And then this purple circuit's just an item filter. Takes out the buckets from the this hopper and this dispenser. So once the dispenser is activated, pops a lava block here, flour consumes it, empty bucket is filtered out into this barrel output, and you can do whatever you want with that, like, set it up here maybe. But I haven't done anything with fancy with it here. And yeah, that's like some the housekeeping stuff, and now we can talk about the farm proper. So first, this flower has two comparators attached to it, this one and this one. Uh, let's talk about the blue one first, actually. So this blue comparator, this blue circuit has a lot of functions, honestly. Um, so let's cover this little area here, from this redstone dust down to this repeater. This is a one detector circuit. I got it off the wiki. And what this circuit basically does is, as you can see, this comparator is outputting 1 right now. And this green circuit basically does not cannot interpret power 1. So this circuit is a 1 detector handling the special case of output of 1. Basically, if it's an output 1, only this wire is powered. If it's an output of 2 or higher, both are powered. This comparator is in subtract mode. So if both of these are powered, this this comparator will go, oh, wait a second. This is giving me 15, but this is also giving me 15, and they'll output 0. However, since it's power 1, this wire isn't, the signal isn't strong enough to power this wire, which means this repeater is also off. And so this comparator does not have input to subtract from this repeater's input. And so it'll power this line. Otherwise, this line would be powered. Both of these merge right here, where they go into the purple line, or magenta line, I guess. But otherwise, the main difference is that if the signal strength is 1, we power this. Otherwise, we power the green circuit. So what's going on here? Well, the green circuit is the circuit I got off Reddit, and it converts signal strength to pulses. And what that means is basically, once you input redstone signal into this block, which is what this line does, for a moment it'll disable this redstone wire, which allows the comparator output of the Thermalily to go through into here. And this is basically a circuit that will pulse this block a number of times equal to the input comparator strength. And what that means is this dropper will dispense however many number of blocks as the input power. So let's say this Thermalily was outputting 5 instead of 1. Then this comparator, once the circuit's activated, would input signal strength of 5, which would cause this dropper to be powered 5 times. And so there would be 5 red sand in this dropper. Um, The case that the signal strength is 1, though, like here, since the green circuit doesn't get activated, we have this circuit that powers this block once instead to send, just one red sand over here to handle the special case. Okay, so we moved whatever number of red sand into this dropper. What does that matter? Well, that's where the white circuit comes in. Here we're using this hovering hourglass from Botania as a 20-second timer. And if you remember, each bit of output from the comparator of the Thermalily is equal to 20 seconds of 20 seconds before the flower is ready. So we have whatever number of red sand blocks in here, and we have this timer that gives a pulse every 20 seconds. And you might understand what's going on now. Basically, when this dropper is full, the timer is going. And so the timer, this hourglass will have to power this dropper whatever number of times equal to the number of items inside to empty the dropper and therefore, as you can see, unpower this comparator and cause the orange circuit to go off. Otherwise, while there's items in here, the comparator is on, which unpowers these NOT gates and or redstone torches, which will cause the orange circuit to turn off. Now, the orange circuit is responsible for two things. When this dropper is empty, that means that the timer is finished, and so it will try to power the dispenser to dispense another bucket of lava and, restart the process. As you can see, it's blocked right now, but when I turn the farm back on, you'll see the dispenser go off. The other function is over here, which it serves as an input for this Magenta circuit. This is called a D latch. And the D latch is a little complicated. So I have this nice replicate replica. I can't talk. Replica here to try to explain it better. So here's a 5-second hourglass timer, and here's the setup, as you can see. Basically, a D latch, what it does is it preserves an input for a specified number of time. In this case, 5 seconds. As you see that like bar on the repeater, this is called a locked repeater, which means that it'll like no matter what its input is, it'll stay on that its current state. So as you can see, when it's off, when it's locked, it stays on. But then when it unlocks, it'll unpower. Same thing. It's powered, but it stays off until it gets unlocked. So what's going on here is that I was running into a timing error where the hourglass could power the dropper basically before like early in a sense, I guess. So depending on where the hourglass was in its cycle, for example, let's say there's one sand in this dropper. You want a full 20 seconds to go by, right? But maybe once this white concrete was pushed in, the hourglass was just about to send the pulse. So even though we want 20 seconds of this red sand in this dropper, it's more like 2. And that's a problem because that means the circuit will try to dispense another bucket of lava in only like 2 seconds instead of the required 20. That's a problem. So what this D-latch basically does is it guarantees that the hourglass has just reset before it's allowed to start affecting the dropper. So that's what's going on. And accomplishes that by this blue circuit. Remember, if you remember, it's trying to provide an input to the piston. And so when the dropper isn't empty, this orange block will push forward, which allows the power to reach this repeater. And then when the hourglass flips, it will then stay powered and push the white concrete in, allowing it to affect the dropper. That sounds a little complicated, I know. So I'll when you see the farm in action, it'll probably make a lot more sense. And if you still have questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I mean, you know, there probably won't be a lot of people watching, so I'm sure I can respond to everything. Uh, yeah, I think that covers everything in the redstone. So let me just activate the farm, and we'll see what happens. So as you can see, the dispenser just went off. It's generating, and the mana pool is filling up. And then now we just wait for the Thermalily to finish generating and go on cooldown. It's a power output of 14. So that powers this green circuit. As you can see, there's 14 red sand in this now. And now, once this hourglass flips for the first time, it'll power the D latch, which as you can see, is trying to get powered right now. And there we go. Now the white concrete is in, and the hourglass can start moving the red sand back into the original dropper. And once that's done, it'll go over here and power the dispenser, and we'll watch the whole process repeat. So yeah, the hourglass is flipped once. One of the red sand just made it back into the original, and we just gotta repeat that 13 more times. And then the farm will restart, and we'll see the whole process repeat again. So yeah, I'll probably just see you then, because well, that's like a whole 3 minutes of waiting. So yeah, um, uh, I'll uh, I'll see you then. Okay, and welcome back. Uh welcome back. There's only one red sand left in the dropper, and just 10 seconds left to go before the next cycle of the farm goes off. Yeah, there's just a lot of waiting with this flower inherently. As you can see, once it emptied, this went off. Flower's generating mana again. This block retracts, and everything should repeat itself. We just have to wait for the flower to empty and stop producing, and we should see the process repeat itself soon. Oh, power 1, special case. So, just one red sand. Now we wait for the D latch. And just one red sand, and it should properly reset again. So yeah, that's how the setup works. And so yeah, unfortunately this is just inherently very redstone heavy. Uh Nothing I can really do about that. But yeah, I hope this was an interesting look into automating this flower. I am actually like proud enough of the setup that like if there's some interest, because like you can, I don't think you could replicate this just from sight. If I see enough people express interest in this setup, I'm willing to like post it as a file or a schematic or something maybe. Depending on like what people want. Like if you want like a world download or a like schematic of a schematic file, just let me know in the comments. Um, so yeah, there's my Thermalily setup. Actually, and so one last bonus. So why the tiny planet is here is actually because I was trying out a mana spreader optimization technique. This is actually more for like 1.7.10 Botania for Tech New Horizons specifically. I'll put a video up on screen about it. You should watch that for more details. Um, Basically, if you imagine this wither skeleton skull is a tiny sorry. If you imagine this is a tiny planet, when it captures a mana pulse, it will teleport the burst about here. Um, but the burst will then immediately swing into this block, where if you have a mana pool here, it will be instantly collected, basically. Unfortunately, if you place the mana pool here, like in the video, uh, to the east, exactly to the east of the moon, like the video does for 1.7.10, in this version, it doesn't seem to catch in that block, so you have to go for the southeast corner. This is like directional, by the way. It must always be southeast of the little planet to be optimal. Um, there's some reading there if you want, but just watch the video to be honest. Um, basically, it just makes it so that the spreader's mana burst gets to the pool slightly faster, and at least in older versions of Botania, mana spreaders cannot have multiple bursts out at once. So getting it to the pool faster means it will shoot faster. From my own testing, not that I've done too much, but like from my just like a quick visual test, I'm pretty sure this still work on modern versions. So uh, these sponge blocks are just indicators of like hypothetical positions where you would put the tiny planet. By the way, if you were wondering. So, like, if you rotated this farm around, the tiny planet would have to go into a different sponge block. Yeah. One last thing. If you want to get the mana out of this pool, since it is, pretty closed off, um, just use the just stick a spark with the recessive augment, and that will, that should let you just take all the mana out. Perfect. So yeah, there's a nice little setup. Gives you everything you need, and yeah. If you have other mods, particularly ones like I don't know, computer craft or maybe integrated dynamics that honestly anything that has like a kind of programming aspect or a block data reading aspect will probably make the setup much easier. But if you're restricted to only vanilla redstone for the most part, like yeah, this is how I did it. Thanks for watching. I don't know. Subscribe, leave a comment if you want to see something else specific maybe that you want to see me try. No promises though. If you have questions, like I said before, feel free to ask. And yeah, that's I think that's everything. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.